everybody, it is Christine. It is time for, I'm going to do a Counterfeit Kit mini kit video. So basically this month, let me show you the inspiration kit real quick. It's the Simple Stories Life Captured collection kit. I actually used to have there's like some page ones, the ones that come in a little envelope that says page starters or something like that. But this basically, it's a little blurry because the way I had to save it. But basically, it's kind of a calendar thing. You could, oh shoot, y'all, that wasn't what I meant to do at all. A calendar thing, kind of a pocket pages type deal. But you don't have to. Obviously, there's the back side. The B side is the 12 by 12s. But basically, there's these little calendar things, and you can see the color. Let me actually show you the color palette. So we got this kind of greenish. We got a coral. There's yellow. There's some hearts. So anyway, that's kind of what I was inspired by. And my role this month is to do a mini kit. And honestly, I may end up volunteering to do these mini kits because I think these are more achievable for me. I really struggle to use my entire counterfeit kit because I have so much other stuff going on, you guys. So here's what I kind of got. There was a pink grid. This is a grid. It's Prima, so it's a little bit iffy when it comes to this bow thing. It probably wouldn't get used, but the pink grid is what I'm looking at. There was a yellow polka dot, so I got this yellow polka dot. I found this in the way of the coral. I didn't have, there's rainbows on the back. That's white. And then I think this is just white on the back as well. So then this is some little hearts. So that's kind of taking the place of the hearts. And there's a little bit of this blue in it, which I really didn't have in these papers. So I kind of pulled that blue in. And then I got into my stickers because I'm trying to use up some stickers, you guys. So for the embellishments, I found this Photo Play Happy Life. And the colors are kind of in the same range with the yellow and the green and the coral and the pink and stuff. So I thought this was really good. And then I had this Echo Park It Just Be You letter stickers. So I'm going to see if I can make a title of some kind. I haven't really looked at them to see what's available, but we shall see. And then I found this Simple Stories, it says floral bits because I had stuck these in a different, it's not the right envelope, if I'm honest. And I'm hopeful, there's like, let me see if I get this over here. Oops, I dropped him. There's some different little things here. And I'm hopeful I can figure out a way. I don't really have my two pictures I'll show you in a second. Well, maybe I can use the little bug ones. Who knows? There's a couple tags here. There's little journaling spots. This is probably the middle of something, but it's okay. That's a little baseball cap. I don't know if I'll use that. Another tag. I probably won't use this either. I'm going to set these aside. I don't think I'll use those. Little tags. There's a bunch of little bits here, which is kind of nice. I'm hopeful I can find a way to... I think these are too green. That's like outdoorsy stuff. What is this? Let's camp. No. Summer days might. Nature, no. I don't think I'm going to use these pieces. I'm setting these out to the side. Maybe these ones. There's some little bugs. We'll see. So there's kind of the pieces I've got going on. Oh, there's some little hearts. I like that. That's kind of going with the kit. So maybe those things goes with my stickers and stuff. And then I pulled out this Color Cast Designs Captured Happiness. These are a little acrylic, which I did just sign up for her subscription box. So y'all pray for me. I hope I don't have too many titles pile up. And then I did pull out these sequins here because it's got the little bit of blue in it, because I don't have a ton of the blue. I have a little bit of blue here. It's got the pink and a little bit of coral. So I think I can make these work. We'll see. And the two pictures, I'm gonna try to get two projects out of this. I should be able to. And one of them is me and my hubby. Technically, we're on our cruise, but I thought the green, the white is kind of turned kind of greenish. And I thought this Captured Happiness could be cute with that. So we'll see what I can do. And then the other picture I pulled out is this little sign. This isn't my friend, Miss Tara, the paper snob. She has this sign on a desk, and I thought it was so funny. And frankly, so me as well. I think we're like little twins, kind of. Let your weird light shine so the other weirdos can find you. I just love that. So that's why I'm thinking the little bugs might be great. You know, because it's about bugs. Like, or to me, like, I'm thinking about this as like fireflies. So that might be cute. Here's a little light lamp. So maybe I'll set these aside for that layout. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I need to kind of come up with my designs. And I'm going to do both of these in the same video because it is a mini project and it's going to be up on the blog. And so I'll have the link below. I don't know. I think there's usually at least one other person that does a mini project. So, or mini kit / project. So I will have the blog and stuff below. And also there's a Facebook group. So let me figure out my design. I think I'm going to start with, what I'm going to start with. I think I'll start with a picture of me and my hubby. Just because I know I can use the heart papers. That's kind of my intention. And that came from a Bella Boulevard, no, Illustrated Faith page, sorry, pad. And these were from Stash. So, actually, that's a lie. Tara gave me this piece. She just gave me a big old stack of Webster's pages. I think she got them off of eBay or something. And I think I appreciate that because now I can use it. All right, so let me do a little thinking and I'll be back on in a second. I think I've narrowed it down. I think I'm just going to use this, because I went back and forth. I started to use this pink paper because I thought my skin tone kind of went. My problem is this darn bow up here, if I'm honest. And I want these hearts to kind of be on top, not on the bottom. So if I could have done something, if I could have cut that. My problem is I end up without, I've only got 4 sheets of paper. I might should have pulled 5. Now see, listen to me. It's a mini kit, right? But that all being said, I think what I'm going to do is stick with this. And I may ink the edges or something. I actually got into my, y'all, I made a little swatch book the other day. I was really proud of myself because I've got all these little distress oxides. I've got little swatches on the side of the container, but I didn't have anything on my desk that I could kind of look at. And so, yeah, I wrote the name on the back. It's not fancy. It's just something to work with. So I might do that. And I'm kind of imagining we're on this side. So I kind of feel like he's kind of looking that way. So I'm just imagining I'm just going to like cut a band. Maybe I'll come from this direction. It's got a little Bible verse on here. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, with all your mind. It almost needs to go horizontal, doesn't it? Because otherwise you lose the whole verse. So maybe I'll switch. Dang it. Now I got to think about it again. All right, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've decided that, you know what, adding a piece of white cardstock doesn't break any of the rules. So I'm bringing in a piece of white cardstock because I decided I want to use both of these papers. And I thought, you know what, I just looked at this darn swatch thing, and I thought I'm going to pull in some inks. So I have this evergreen bow, which sounds, you know, kind of Christmassy, but I feel like it kind of goes with this colors here. It's not exactly the green, that's more of an olivey, but I think with this it looks pretty cool. And then Rusty Hinge, believe it or not, that one looks pretty good, I think. So I'm going to go with these 2 colors on my white cardstock here, because I brought in a couple of stencils. I have this cross stencil, and since I got a Bible verse here, and then I've got this one here. It's a art anthology, and I'm thinking I may end up using something along these lines. And honestly, Sarah Davies does a lot with like little wordy stamps, so I think I'm going to try to find in my acrylics, not acrylics, what am I trying to say, the little polymer stamps. I may have some little wordy bits, so I'm going to look for that. Because I think it looks neat when she does that kind of stuff. Or I may have a, oh, you know what? What have I got here? This is I got this guy. Hold on. These are more textures. I don't think about that. I don't know. I don't know if I use these or not. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to set them aside. Okay, so I think that's my plan now. I'm going to make basically, I think I'm going to make like little bands across with these pieces. And then I'm going to have this guy come kind of in this area. And I'll do the mixed media kind of below. So that's my idea. All right, now let me get to work because I've been jibber jabbering. Okay, let's see. I did this layout like, I say this layout. This is my whole mini kit project. So it's technically 2 layouts and 2 cards, but I did them like a week or so ago, and I got to remember what I did. I had filmed everything and completely forgot to put it together as a video. So as I mentioned to you, I'm going to use both patterns. I want both patterns to be shown. So I've got my little plaid at the top, and my little hearts are going to go underneath, which I think are just too cute. I like this pattern with this, actually. I kind of like this combo. It's not something I normally would have probably put together without this inspiration kit. So I'm pleased with this. As you can see, I went ahead and scuffed the edges of the heart paper. And then here's our photo. So it's going to go on the right-hand side. And basically that's because our faces are kind of looking left. So, you know, again, if you're an experienced scrapbooker, you probably know this. But if not, you'll try to put your photos where they're looking into the layout. So I got that. And then I got my little acrylic piece here that I wanted to use. And that's that Captured Happiness, I think is what it is. So I think I've glued everything down now. No, that's not true because I got to do my mixed media. So I'm going to move everything off. I have to kind of pick it up here. And I'm going to use my the green first. And I'm going to use the packaging technique. I'm using multiple techniques, by the way. This turns out really cool. I'm not going to lie. I think I might have mentioned during the beginning, not certain, but there's a couple of creators that I really enjoy their mixed media techniques. Sarah Davies is one. I've seen Ronnie do some stuff that I enjoy too, but this is like going to be a combo of packaging technique, some splatter, some stamping, some stenciling. So I just think this is really pretty how this turns out. This is not something I would call my normal style, and I do enjoy working outside my own style now and again. I was actually listening to a podcast, Simple Scrapper, the other day, and she was asking the creator on there, like, what would you call your style in 3 words? And y'all, I don't know. I would have to really seriously think about it, because I really can do anything and be happy with it. Like, I don't really have one that I just go, oh, this is the thing for me. I really enjoy. I will say she had used words like she used muted colors. I'm not going to say I'm not a fan. I just don't use muted colors very often. So I guess maybe mine's more bright or vibrant or something. And then I typically only do 1 or 2 photos. So maybe that's something else, but that's not really one word, is it? Okay. So I got my, green and my orangey colors down on my packaging technique. And now I'm going to pull out my stencils, and I got to remember now which ones I did when. Maybe I should have the layout in front of me. That might be helpful, wouldn't it? If I had the layout like in front of me, only I don't know what I did with it. I don't know what I did with the darn layouts. They're somewhere over here. But you can see I'm kind of doing the stenciling part, and I'm going to use the same 2 inks. I'm just going to keep using the same inks because obviously it's, well, they're the ones I was using. Y'all, I just realized I have a layout here that I made that is not glued together to the back. Like, what have I done? I just got to fix that. I don't know why I did them layouts, y'all. I got to find them. I have stuck them somewhere, these ones here. Oh, wait, here it is. Duh. Looking right at it. Yeah, so I did my... Y'all, this is the most unprofessional video. I am so sorry. But you know what? I do it for love, not for money, right? So I got my stencils there. I'm going to have used... Yeah, I think this is my second stencil. I love this stencil, actually. I think it's one of those funky... I think it was Art Anthology I showed you guys. It's got this cool little pattern thing on here, like this like circle with lines through it and stuff. And I really like that. And then now I'm going to take my stamp here. I got this little grid stamp. I'm going to use a little green dot stamp, and I'm going to just kind of put those in for the texture and the visual interest. And I'm really, really loving how this mixed media turns out. I'm not always a fan of my own mixed media, and in this case, I am. I think this turned out really pretty. And once I add all my little goodies and stuff, I think it just looks really cute. I'm really happy with this. So now I'm going to glue everything down. I'm going to use my ATG. I'll glue down my top piece, then I'll glue down my heart piece. Now, I will actually end up getting into my sticker sheet again because I decide, well, I don't know when I decided. I don't know it's got to be soon, because before I glue down my title, I'll actually find a border sticker, and I'll think, okay, I can use this as well, because some of my other goal is to try to use up, some of the stickers on these sheets here. I don't want them hanging out forever. I've been really focusing on trying to get through those stickers on my sticker sheets over there, using my Stick With Me series and stuff like that. I'm not far enough over. Here's my little title now. And I'm looking at it, and I guess what's bugging me a little bit is I kind of want happiness on the hearts, but I kind of don't, because I feel like it, I don't know, kind of loses the letters or something. I'm not really sure how to explain it. I'm trying to figure out what I want to map my photo with, and I actually decide not to. I decided to put it just up on foam because I do have a white border printed on it, and I go, you know what? I don't really need anything else. I'm not going to cut into that kit. So here's the foam. I'm going to put that behind the photo, and I know at some point, it must be soon, I don't know when, I'm going to get into the sticker sheet again and pull that border out. This is me just kind of, what am I doing? I don't know, farting around. I pull out the ephemera pieces, because I know I'm going to also kind of figure out what I want to go on the layout from an embellishment standpoint. So why I have the foam on top of the photo to do this is beyond me, but I did. And I started laying stuff down, and then I changed my mind. Okay, so I'm going to end up with that. I do end up using that, it's like a little safety pin with like a banner thingy coming down, and the little grid paper on top. That's going to go there. And then I have this tag. I really like this tag. I thought to put it on the right-hand side. I end up putting it, I even thought to put the title on it. I moved this stuff around, you guys. I'm going to end up putting it horizontally where it kind of is there. I moved that title several times. I told you guys. I thought it was kind of getting lost. I'll find a solution in just a minute, but this is me looking to see, do I want to put the thing up there? Do I put it over there? I move this around quite a bit. That's not where that stays, though, by the way. I even tried this little piece, and I decided I don't like that as well. He goes back away. This is me getting back into my sticker sheets. Now, this might be where I decide that border sticker's down there on the bottom. And, nope, I decided to pull out the camera. I almost messed up, you guys. I think I stuck a few pieces. Was it this layout? Now that I say that. There was one layout, I stuck some stickers on the side of this plastic thing, which normally works, but I think I've rotated them and was sticking them in That's a mistake. Only use the small side, you guys. If you're going to use something like this, don't stick it on the inside, because if they stuck to the plastic and I got kind of like, oh, stinky, that's not going to work. But yeah, here's that border sticker. Okay, this is where I decide. Now, it's not quite full 12 inches, so I'm going to have to snip it kind of in between where the photo is going to hide it. So I'll do that here, and you can kind of see that's going to go there. And now I've got me like a little border sticker, and that helps the title. That's actually the whole reason I was kind of doing that, because my title was what was bugging me. So that's going to go there. My photo's going to go there to hide that. Now I'm kind of building out my ephemera. There's that tag again. That's not going to stay there. I'm going to move that again. The one thing that doesn't stay on there is that square sticker. You can kind of see with the little frame and the words. I decided not to use that actually. So I've got my title there. I do like the title there. That's making me a little happier. So I am going to end up using that camera. I will end up using the Plan on Adventure. The little hexagon looking thing that says this is my favorite. I'm going to end up using that. And I'm actually going to end up using, there's some arrows on the sticker sheet too that I haven't used yet. The little round piece with the hearts, that's going to go up underneath there. I like that because I'm going to introduce these some round elements. There's the little arrow stickers. I really like that. It's kind of pointing, not exactly at the photo, but kind of. I'm just, you know what? my brain is just kind of going, okay, I need to kind of, I've got that mixed media making like a little bit of a, not point, but kind of, it's kind of coming down. So I want to bring stuff kind of inside of it, but then on the other hand, I end up with some journaling pieces that are underneath on the right hand side of the photo. So I don't know, you guys. I'm just kind of working through stuff, figuring out where I want things to go, building things out. That camera's going to go on the right hand side in just a second. I will use Nuvo glue to glue that title down. It doesn't take a lot. You just kind of do it on the main pieces. I guess I could tell you about the photo. So this photo here was, I mentioned to you guys, we went on this cruise. So this was just a funny little photo I took. I said, hey, let's capture the wake, of the boat. I always think it's amazing. The wake of these cruise ships are just, they seem miles long, and I don't really know why that is, but they do. They stay there forever. You can look out, and they just seem to go off into the horizon. Okay, now I've got all my embellishments figured out, so I'm going to glue them all down, and I add some string to my tag here. I haven't glued that down. I take it back. That's a lie. I thought I glued it all down. They're where they're going to go, but they're not glued down, I guess, 100% yet. I also have that sticker that says, today was amazing. We had a really good time on that cruise, honestly. My husband behaved nicely. If you haven't watched one of my other videos, I think I did one about the cruise and was saying that he's usually type A and he's just balls to the walls, going to go all the time. So I was really proud he actually slowed down a couple of times on this cruise and let me sit and read a book and sit and watch the ocean. And, it's kind of a balance. I think the best vacations have a balance of, going and doing and then also relaxing. So although inevitably it seems like when you get back from vacation, you almost need a vacation to recover from vacation sometimes. Isn't that funny how that works? Yeah. So I do put foam up underneath that little pin, the little safety pin looking thing. And of course it's under the foam, under the photo. And then that's actually the only thing I put foam under. The title itself, of course, is dimensional because it's acrylic. But other than that, I don't really have any other dimensional things. On the right-hand side of the photo, I did find the little card that says Summer Days, and I turned it sideways. I like how that looked. That's really cute because it is in the summertime. All right, so I'm gluing down my little pin there. I still haven't glued the photo down, you guys. What is going on? I haven't glued any of this stuff down. What am I thinking? I don't know. I should have probably cut some of this out because this is going to be a little bit longer video anyway because there's two layouts. So I'm going to actually end up doing, this is just the first of two. And this video has both layouts in it. So it's a little longer. So if you hang with me, or you can even skip through, whichever you want to do. But there is a second layout you're going to see with the second half of the mini kit. So the whole purpose of this video, of course, is to show you I don't put the cards, me making the cards in the video here, but you will see the cards at the end. So if you just are interested to see what I ended up with, I have the photo of the cards at the end, but I don't make you watch me put them together because I don't know why. It didn't take me very long, but I just didn't. It was getting long already. So I put this little Plan on Adventure underneath the photo, and then I add 3 little journaling tags that were in the set. I will come back and add journaling, and it says August 2025. Greg and I took a long weekend cruise and had the best time. And I wrote empty nesters because we didn't take the kids on this one. So I do glue down my string because I kind of want it to stay where it's going to stay. And that was that layout. So this is going to be the second layout now. And I've got the little photo of my sign here that I took that was actually at Miss Tara's house. And I just love this sign, actually. I'm like, okay, what do I want to do here? I got these 3... Well, no, it's 3 patterns. Yeah, 3 patterns. If you notice on that grid paper there, I don't care for those bows at the top with this collection. Like, I mean, it's fine if you have a really pretty, kind of girly layout, which is, the whole pad is kind of like that. It's like vintagey, kind of feminine looking almost. So I want to cut those off. So I'm going to cut these down. This sheet of paper is going to get cut down. I don't know. I think that's maybe 3/4 of an inch or something on both sides. And I say both sides. I'm going to actually cut the right-hand side. I leave the numbers. So it's a ledger. So on the left-hand side, there's numbers. And I don't want to lose those because I think that they're kind of interesting. So I'm going to cut the top, and then I'm going to cut the right side. So I'm cutting off some of those grid pieces. You know what? I just realized this isn't sped up. I'm going to stop this and speed it up, and we'll be back on in a second. And guys, I have no idea how I did that. I had one little clip in my video editor here that was not sped up or the sound taken out. So I had to fix that. Luckily, I hadn't, fully recorded this whole thing because I'd have been upset about the fact I had to start over. Okay, so I'm going to cut this picture down. I'm going to cut it down. It's not a full square. I think it ends up being like 3.5 by 4 or something like that. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, I've got the frame and the base. I know I want that. And I'm looking at this going, I think I'm going to make a circle. So I'm making a circle with my little plaid. And I made a mat of the yellow polka dot to kind of be the photo mat, or not photo mat, the mat for the circle. And I will put the little picture here up on foam. And I'm liking this. I think this is kind of interesting. I like the contrast of these various patterns. These are, again, I'm not sitting there saying this is something I would normally pick. I'm very much a collection scrapper. Like, I really like working with a collection. Now, that does not mean I won't go get into stash and bring stuff in, but I don't combine stash papers very often unless there's like a reason for it. So the Counterfeit Kit is definitely a reason for it. And I appreciate it because otherwise I might not ever get into my stash of papers, loose papers. And that's a shame because I have some good ones. So I've got my little circle, and now I'm just building embellishments kind of around it. So I put a little round element with a little bug. And I think I mentioned to you when I was sorting things out, I like the little bugs because they just remind me of like lightning bugs. These are technically moths and things like that, but when I read the little phrase, it reminds me of a lightning bug. So that's why I'm kind of pulling in everything with these bugs and stuff. Now, technically this little tag here, that little gold one, has a little bird on it, but that has the round circular element next to it has a bug. The little like tag I just set down, it's like a pocket looking thing. It's got a little butterfly on it. And then there's a lantern on the pink tag. You can kind of see, there's actually a little heart that I'm going to bring in also, that has like a little bug on it. And the title, y'all, I was so proud of my cleverness, and it's just my nature, because I had that little nature tag, and you'll see me in a second. I'm going to lay that down, and the green letters are going to spell out it's just my, and the whole title, of course, is going to be it's just my nature. And it's just kind of speaking to the funny phrase and how it just resonates with me, right? I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I'm fasten as usual. I'm just fasten with embellishments. And none of these are glued down yet, y'all. I'm just fast. Here's where I'm going to try to start kind of gluing stuff down. Of course, I move it. I'm just like, what am I doing? I don't know. It's just like it never stays exactly where you want it. Now, Tara has talked me into, I will tell y'all. So Tara over at the Paper Snob has enabled me. I'm going to get her a t-shirt, y'all, that says the best enabler or something, because she got a glass board, and it's got like magnetic, you can use magnets on it. And she's had that, and I've been like, oh, I kind of want one. I've looked at them and I hadn't and everything. Well, the other day she posted that there was a sale. You use her code or whatever, you get 20%. I'm like, oh gosh. So I got one. So it's heading my way at some point in the near future. So I may not show this Tim Holtz one as often. I do enjoy this Tim Holtz one, although I have one of my little rubber things is missing now. I don't know where it went. So it kind of rocks, which is a little irritating. But that's on me. That's a user deal. I probably hid it somewhere. But I'm hopeful to have a new glass mat with the magnets. I would totally see myself using those magnets. So, again, here I am adding my little title here. I don't know what I just did there. Oh, I'm putting down the letters. It's hard sometimes, y'all, to get all these little letters. And I like it because it kind of goes back and forth. I like the way I did the title on this one. I was kind of proud of this one. I don't use long titles that often, and I sometimes wish I did, because I have so many letters and so many stickers, and it's like, I think, you know what? I may start a series. Let's just see. Maybe it'll be long titles or something like that. I've enjoyed starting my little series because it does make me challenge myself to use my stuff up. So I'm looking to see if there's an apostrophe, I think is what I'm looking for. And I finally decide the center of maybe the A, I think it was, looks like a little apostrophe. So that's going to be my apostrophe. And I'm putting foam under nature. I will end up adding a string to my tag on the left up there. I do add another little bug up there too. I don't think I've done that yet, but I will. There's actually a little sticker I'm going to bring in too that says, I don't work here. I just thought that was funny. I don't know why. It just made me laugh. So it goes on the layout, and I'll add another little sticker that says "Here for it," and you'll see those in a second. I'm looking at this little piece here. I think, can I use it? And I'm moving it around. No, I decided against it. It's not going to work. Is there any of these other paper pieces that I use? I don't think so. I do end up bringing some chevrons in off the sticker sheet. Maybe my little bug. Yeah, he's up there. He's going to go up there. I use the string to kind of curl around it. This might be where I find the chevrons. That's going to go on the right-hand side and go down underneath. Nope. I try that sticker one more time. I decide against it again. It doesn't get used. Might end up being a card element at some point. Who knows? Actually, no, I don't know what I do with it. I don't think I put on a card. I might, but I don't think so. Okay, so I'm looking again. What else can I use here? I think this is where I pull the chevrons out, perhaps, because you can see them on the sticker sheet there. Nope, there's that little phrase there, "Here for it." And what is that? Oh, is that the "I don't work here"? Y'all, I can't see it. Y'all might can see it better than me at this point, because it's under my editor. I have to put a little glue. My little letters are not quite so sticky. Oh, that's the little bug, actually. I will actually put glue under the letters, but I don't think I did on camera now that I think about it. So this picture, like I said, is from Tara's craft room, and I'm really jealous. I mean, obviously that's a letterboard, so you can make whatever you want, but I was like, that is so cute. I love that. I was so blessed. She let me come and hang out with her after the Paige Evans event and use her craft room, and I was able to do quite a bit in her craft room, actually. I'd gotten probably, I don't know, the Paige Evans layouts, I think I got maybe 85% done, something like that. So I still had a few things left to do there. I actually pulled out my Vicky Booten Christmas collection, was making clusters there. I made a little tiny album that we had started at one of the make and takes there. So I was able to finish up quite a bit to take home. Instead of having like half-finished projects, which I was appreciative of, I was able to take home like basically full layouts until I got home for the pictures. So that was really really good. What else am I got going on here? Is this where I'm going to start putting in the... Oh, that was the chevrons, I guess. I should probably have cut some of this out, you guys. I've gotten a little bit, I don't want to say lazy, but I've stopped cutting out so much because I felt like, gosh, am I leaving stuff out that people might want to see? And so I don't cut out as much, but then sometimes it seems like there's a little dead space. Okay, well, here's when we'll pull out this sequins. And I showed you guys that when I was showing you the kit. There's like that little bit of blue, there's the pink, and there's a little bit of coral in there, a little bit of kind of rose gold, actually, or like silver, or a little sparkly, metally looking almost, but it's not metal. I don't know how to explain it. But that's going to just get moved around. I'm going to shift them around a little bit here and there and just, you know, make it just randomish, but not, if that makes sense. You know, you want your sequins to kind of be spread apart and not be on top of each other while at the same time looking random. So, and also I don't want the same colors touching and things like that. So I kind of move things around to make them, you know, random enough, but not. And I'll glue those down with Nuvo glue. I use my little wax tip thingy. I don't know the name of it. I got off of Amazon. There's actually a better one. It's called a, oh shoot. It's a fancy name for one. I don't know. It's got a wax tip on it so you can pick things up. There it is right there. And that is the layout, you guys. I forgot to do a slowdown on the other one, so I'm so sorry about that. The next little bits, these next little stills here are going to be the actual mini kit. So you'll see the papers here first. And the next little bit is the embellishments. And then the last photo is the cards. Not the last photo. The next photo is the cards I made with the leftovers. So these were kind of cute. I was actually kind of happy with those. And then the last bit are the two layouts. So thank you guys so much for watching. In my little description box below, you'll see the link to the Facebook group and the blog. So make sure you check those out. And thank you for hanging in there if you have. And we'll see you next time. Bye.